What do you feel is the key to empowering the world when it comes to trauma recovery? So from what you experience, where do you think the power lies in the long-term recovery? What are the components of that, do you think?
Well, I think that's a really good question, because I really feel like, when it comes to empowering the world with your trauma recovery, I really feel like the biggest thing you can do is by simply empowering yourself. Because when you empower yourself, you empower other people. When you heal yourself, you heal other people. It's a symbiotic relationship, and I just feel like the more work you put into healing yourself and the more work you put into empowering yourself, that there's a really good quote by Mariana Williamson. She says, like, our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is we're powerful beyond measure. It's our light, not our darkness, which most frightens us. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightening about shrinking so that other people won't feel insignificant around you. We're all meant to shine as children do, and it's not in one of us, it's in all of us. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we're liberated from our own fears, we automatically liberate others around us. And I feel like, by you and I and everyone else doing the inner work, that just allows us to branch that goodness out into the world. And you can have such a massive, profound impact by sharing your story, by smiling at somebody, by sharing your journey with somebody. And I just feel like there's so much we can do to empower other people by making sense of our story in a way which benefits other people. Because so many people talk about PTSD, post-traumatic stress, but no one ever talks about post-traumatic growth and the fact that we can grow from these experiences. We can raise to new heights. We can do things which we never ever imagined before. I've always used the analogy of the fact that if you were to look at our bodies like a car, and our cars drives us through life, and then a trauma is like a big crash to the system. The bonnet crashes on a tree. The trauma allows you to open up the bonnet and look at what's going on inside the vehicle and in the engine, right? And for some people, I feel like they would never have the gift of looking inward and looking into who they are, what they believe in, their values, their highest expectation of themselves, where they want to go, what they want to do. Basically, I just feel like it can offer people value. It can offer people value, and it can offer people perspective. And the thing is, it gives you a story to live through. And it's basically, I posted a thing on Breaking Barriers the other day where there's a quote by somebody who says that the older you get, you realize that there's no answers. There's just stories, and I really feel like the way in which you interpret your story is the way in which the story you tell yourself is the story that you're living. And that's a really big kind of pill to swallow, because like you said, they're not facts. Thoughts aren't facts. Thoughts are things which come and go, and we can either decide to ride the wave of these thoughts and get lost in them, and or we can decide to just watch them. And I think that's just so important, that just to know that we have a story, and make sense of that story, and speak to people about it, and speak to. I'm really, really big on psychotherapy, on psychology, seeing a good psychologist who can help you overcome the muddle that we're in, which trauma can kind of create. And I think that for me in particular, I had such an obscure version of the world after I experienced trauma, especially